Greetings, beloved family of light and co-creators. I am that I am, Gilles Mancillon, and I come very briefly today to discuss this solar eclipse that is coming. But before, I just wanted to make a little note to speak of, because we all have unique perception in terms of astrology, but in terms of everything else, we are all unique beings. There is not two beings like you in the whole universe of universes. Therefore, you have the responsibility to take care of yourself, to listen to your intuition, to love yourself. Nobody can do that for you. Of course, other people can reflect to you this love, but there is a great, there is an amazing discovery that we will eventually make as human beings. And we have this friend, he's a good friend of mine, and you can consider a good friend of yours as well, even if you haven't made contact with that master yet. His name is Jesus, and when he came here, he clearly stated that the kingdom of God is within you. And so he didn't say that to make conversation. He was just unveiling the most important of all revelation, of all disclosure that you will ever come to realize. So of course, most people that follow astrology are not necessarily yet connected to those more spiritual aspects of themselves. But no matter, astrology is a great science. It's a wonderful tool for the solar system. Is a magnificent creation. The more you can actually appreciate and see the beauty, the truth, the goodness in life, in creation, in you, in the construction of your physical body, in the aspects of your life or other people's life or anything. Whenever you see beauty, truth, goodness, you are honoring God because it is His creation, and the more you are able to express or feel your gratitude for something that you are seeing, experimenting, feeling, the more you are opening yourself to discovering this divinity within you. So those ideas and thoughts I'm going to express here are just my own ideas. I hope you'll find them interesting. Essentially, we are all connected to every constellation, every planet. The whole chart is part of us. We are made of every state, and we are more than that. In truth, for this is just a tool, something that everything is tool. The body, the planet, everything is connected to this experience, and so we are all connected to that. This is just when we choose to incarnate at a particular time, at a particular place, we were imprinted with celestial energy by those constellations and planets, and that condition the filters of our experience. This is what we chosen for this incarnation, but it is not who we are in our eternal essence. But the whole system, solar system, is working as a whole. There is thousands and thousands of planets that all have their personas and energies. So we cannot even begin to discuss those things. Understand that your sign is where the sun was imprinted by a specific constellation. So that gives you an imprint to your ego. The ego is the lowest octave of your spirit. Then your ascendant is how you project yourself into the world, how others will see you. So it is very important. And then there is the descendant on the other side of the chart, the opposing constellation that balance it out. If you haven't seen, if you do not know your astrological chart, you may want to look it up on the internet and then eventually memorize it, because those planets, those 10 major planets, will be the same for the rest of your life, and so you will. But the moon is very important as well, because it is the conditioner of your whole emotional body, just as Mars and Venus are your sexual nature, feminine and masculine. They are God and Goddesses energy as well, and so also understand that each planet is connected to certain chakra systems. They affect your energy system. They affect certain of your organs. They affect certain glandular process inside of us. So they are powerful beings in terms of, in my own vision. Of course, not everybody shares that vision, but planets are multi-dimensional beings. They always communicate among each other, and they have their own life. What I would recommend is to understand that the sun is the most powerful of all celestial objects within that's near us. But it is not just a ball of fire in the sky. It is your sun. It's been created for you. It is here to serve you, and so you want to make it your own. It is the guardian of the collective soul. And the more you connect to that force, that energy, the more you can create this enlightenment of your sun in your heart and your solar plexus, and then you breathe, and by breathing and oxygen to that sun, to that fire, it becomes brighter. And the same thing, the earth was created for you. Of course, you have decided to share it with all the other souls, and so that they can play. They can even mistreat it sometimes, but it's okay. You are very compassionate, and you're very generous. You have allowed all those other souls to play on your earth, but assume the responsibility and understand that it has its destiny is to become a bright shining star. Because life is meant to be enjoyed without having even to project too much into the future. Life is is changing all the time, but we want to be as free as possible to enjoy, to share, to learn, to teach, because we are eternal beings, and so we live in an eternal universe. So we just follow the guiding light that is always present within us, and from there we are always at the right place at the right time. We can trust the divine timing. So right now we are moving into a Pisces season. Happy birthday to all the Pisces. I have my own birthday tomorrow. I used to kind of dismiss this birthday thing because I always thought, well, I live in the now anyway, and it's always now. So and then, you know, the more you live in the now, the less the aging process affects you as well. But until you can reverse it, but it is important because it is an honor day. It is, and the 6 weeks that precede your birthday is where you receive all the rewards of all you have done within your year, and then you start a new cycle. After that, and so this moon it is the sun. The moon will be passing in front of the sun. It is a super moon. That means very close to the earth, and so there will be another eclipse 2 weeks later, because it always goes like that. There'll be a lunar eclipse, and then the only total solar eclipse this year, but then there'll be another a couple of eclipses in the fall. So eclipses are the most powerful transit there is. They are very, very powerful and potent energy to release energy, and this will be extremely powerful because it is in Pisces, and the south node of the moon is also in Pisces. So it's very much about ending and new beginning, releasing patterns, releasing belief systems, releasing relationships, releasing habits, releasing all the things that we need to release in order to be free to move into something else, something new. The nodes, if you look in your chart, I'm sure you might already know that, but the north and south node of the moon in your charts will give you, the south node will tell you where you come from, what's your past life, what you acquire in your past life, and what is the direction of your life in this lifetime. The north node will give you that direction. And so this eclipse will happen at 19 degree Pisces. So it is good to set your intention to see what you wish to experience for the next 6 months, 6 years. For eclipse may have months. They may have months. They may affect us for months or even years. But until the next eclipse, this one will be affecting us. So take some time, a day before, during, and a day after, to meditate, take care of yourself, to listen to your inner voices and see your inner feelings. And then you may set your intention for what you wish to experience. Once you set your intention, you want to align with that energy, so that you may be ready to receive what you've been asking for. There is all kinds of planets in Pisces right now, and that will affect the eclipse. There is Neptune, there is Chiron, there is Ceres. And then Mercury will be moving into Pisces, and then Venus will be entering into Pisces on the 13th. So this is a lot of love and divine energy. Of course, there will be squaring to Saturn and opposing Jupiter, so there is great dynamism within that. it's very much about letting go and trusting the universe so that you can be in the timing, while in the same time you also have to be creating with your thoughts, your intentions, your emotions, your dreams and desires. And so by letting go of those old patterns, you will be able to move into a new level of understanding, new level of internal integration. And Ceres will also be very powerful healer in the process, because Ceres is a planet of growth, community, progressive civilization. It is a goddess energy. It's about nurturing, and Chiron is also one of the most powerful planets in the sky. It will show you all that needs to be healed, all that needs to be addressed, so that it can be released and transmuted. It is not to be submerged back into the subconscious. Do not try to avoid those wounds, avoid those mistakes, avoid those weaknesses, because otherwise you will have to face it again at the next opportunity. So that's but you want to be moving forward. The universe always sees for us for all our beauty, our truth, our goodness. We have all kinds of incredible things about ourselves, and so the challenge is, can you love yourself as much as your angels love you, as much as God love you? Or maybe not, but you may try that, taking care of yourself, loving yourself. And if the universe shows you your mistakes, shows you your errors, shows you your weaknesses, it is not to put yourself down. It is to you that you may be aware of it, and you may work on it. You may you may be able to address whatever karma needs to be addressed in order to move beyond and to prepare your ascension, if that is what you are interested in. Ascension is the final step in evolution as far as mortal consciousness is engaged in. And so it is important to love yourself beyond the opinions of others, and also to remove whatever's there that is obstructing your happiness, your success. Is what you have a chance to see it, to remove it, so that you can move towards your success and your happiness. Because life is like this beautiful rose. It is magnificent, but if you haven't removed the thorns, whenever you're going to try to grab the rose, you're going to... it hurts. So remain open and flexible. Look at the rose, and if there is still thorns on it, you can look at it and just take one thorn at a time until, but take care of your rose, and so it will be there for you when you're ready. It's just there is certain work that we need to address, that our soul has chosen as deliberately chosen to address in this lifetime, and so those are the things we want to address as soon as possible and not waste time if we can. The highest clue, the highest truth that we can ever come to discover is that everything exists within an inspiration and an expiration. All of life exists in this physical dimension. Everything we experience is either happening within an inspiration or an expiration. It's the first thing we do when we arrive on the planet, and the last thing we do before we leave. So when we empty our lungs and breathe out, we're pushing out carbon monoxide and dioxides, and replace it with oxygen, which brings positive energy to the body. When this energy is blocked within ourselves, it creates stress. So be aware of what you breathe. Sometimes we breathe sadness, sometimes we breathe struggle, sometimes we breathe happiness, sometimes we bring excitement. We can breathe all kinds of things, but the more conscious we are in our breathing process, we are able to control, to breathe in light and to breathe out love. To if we have tension and negativity, we breathe in this, we breathe in light, and we breathe out stress, and we let it go, we evacuate it, and so it is important to learn to be non-judgment, and to allow the process that is life to unfold, to discover this beauty, this truth, this goodness that is already present, that always have been, that is part of you, that is who you are, for all to let go of self-judgment, to self-punishment of the ego that seems to be, well, I won't like myself until I'm perfect. You don't need to be perfect, you need to be whole, you need to be and you're already whole. So just if you're not whole yet, just work on it to understand and connect with your guides, your spirit guides, your angels, your soul. They will, if you really seek them and you're sincere in your relation, in your desire to progress in that direction, you will see result. Sometimes it takes time. There is the great mystery monitor that is the great minister of it all, and so you go through the process, you trust and you persevere, because it's not a spiritual exercise, not because you do it once that it's done. It's the spiritual exercise have to be done day after day after day after day, and then you see result. But that is part of this is just part of this process that we are chosen to live in. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful eclipse and time of the coming this coming time in March. I thank you for your presence. I thank you for sharing, subscribing. If you have any comment, of course, feel free. I'm always happy to receive your comment, and I hope someday we'll have a chance to meet in person and share a cup of tea. Wishing you a good day. Namaste.